Welcome back to Steve's Small Engine Saloon.
And here we are again. Another question of the week. Can you believe we're back again, Steve? Again.
It's going to happen every week.
Okay. Today's question is, what is that little metal clip for on my starter rope? Or what metal clip?
Yeah. So the only metal clip that I can think of on a starter rope just happens to be on a lawnmower. It's the only, he didn't say lawnmower in there, but
Does it apply to other things?
no, the only one I've ever seen is this one right here. Here's a lawnmower. And here's a clip right here. Right on that starter. So on the starter rope.
Can I see it?
Yep. It's just pinched on there. It's a little aluminum, little clamp kind of thing that pinches on there. Oh, sorry for my UK buddies out there. Aluminium. Got to include that. Not aluminum. Anyway, it's soft and squishy and everything, and you can move it around and bend it around.
But it doesn't look like it's doing anything.
First of all, I'm going to tell you a couple little tips and tricks here, and then I'm going to tell you what the actual manufacturer's reason is for putting this on there. A lot of you are thinking right now that it's so your starter rope, if it breaks in between the clip and the handle, then
It won't get sucked into it?
exactly that. And if it gets sucked in there, the spring in the rewind pulley will pull that in so hard that it will actually get to the end, and it'll keep on going from the momentum, and it'll break your starter spring, or at least severely bend the starter spring. And that's what that's for. A lot of people think that's what that's for. Well, that is a good bonus. That is true. But in my experience, starter ropes never break in this area right here. They always break down here past the clip anyway, where it wears through the hole in the starter housing, or way down inside where it's wrapped around that pulley.
Right.
Little tip here for you. Watch what happens with this lawnmower when I do this. You're mowing, and you push that forward, you're mowing, and then you stop mowing or pull it backwards. You see how much that rope is pulling in and out? Mm-hmm. Every time it does that, it is engaging the starter pulls on your starter mechanism and hitting the flywheel. You go like this, you're mowing, and then you let it go like that. It engages the starter pulls again. You hear this little ting, 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 ting thing on there, because now the starter pulls are pulling out.
What did that sound like?
How do you spell that? Ting, ting, ting.
Oh, gosh.
Okay, so look at this. Here's a starter. Now look at this. There's your starter pulls. You only need to pull 2 inches of rope out to get those starter pulls to pop out. And now they're hitting the flywheel, because the flywheel's already spinning at like whatever 3,200 RPM ish, and those starter pulls pop out, and you're prematurely wearing those starter pulls out when you do that. Easy to fix this. You just take your side cutters like that, and you just squish this in like that, and you can loosen that little aluminum clip off. See, now I can almost take it off, but it slides real easy now. So slide it down right, so this is in the bottom position. Slide it right down so it's right where it goes into the starter housing hole, and you can just crimp that right back on like that. And now watch what happens.
Oh.
See that? That starter rope is not pulling in and out anymore. No more ting, ting, ting.
Got it.
Okay? Now, that's not why the manufacturer puts that there, though.
But that's a preventative measure for
I think it's a good
your
tip.
starter.
Every lawnmower I've ever serviced, if I see that where the handle moves this much, then I'll do that.
Purpose.
Believe it or not, this is a safety issue.
Safety.
How can that be a safety issue?
Whoa.
I know, it's going to blow your mind. Now, you store your lawnmower, you squeeze these handles in, and you fold your handle handles over like this.
Don't we have a video on this? How to fold these
Yes,
properly?
we actually do, yes. So now there's no clip on that rope right there. Here's the problem. You fold it all back up again. And you go to set this handle up. And look what it's doing. It's pulling the rope. And the flywheel brake is on. There's a brake on the flywheel that is keeping you from pulling that rope back out now.
Oh, okay.
But what you're supposed to do is pull the brake handle to release the brake, and then you can pull it down back into position. Now, some of them retract in depending on the design of your lawnmower. Some of them retract all the way right down in here. So also that bail takes your flywheel brake off, and it is also your on-off switch. So when you pull that lever down, it's turning your on-off switch back on, so you have spark now. So sometimes if you did what I just did, your lawnmower will start.
Oh, gee.
You're actually pulling that rope out far enough, and if you do it really quick, it'll actually make your lawnmower start unexpectedly. Who's got their fingers under there? Who's got something under there?
Oh, yeah. Oh.
That is why the manufacturers do that. That's why I said that is a safety concern. And you put
So
that...
you're telling me you put the clip back on.
Yep.
And, oh, you're going to put it there?
Yep.
Okay.
I'm putting it down where I usually do.
So it creates slack when you...
Oh, okay, let's do it where the manufacturers put it. Yep. A little bit up, 5-6 inches up on the rope like that. Right there. Mm-hmm. And now
So
you
bend
fold.
it
Now you
forward.
fold that whole thing forward like that, and the rope won't go back in. Now,
Brilliant.
now there is no
Okay.
way that you even need to pull that brake handle down. So your on-off switch is still off. Your brake on your flywheel is still on, but who cares? Doesn't matter. You just set it back up again.
All
Boom.
right.
Right?
Wow. Okay. That is a real good safety trip or feature, I guess. Okay. So what happens if that is missing or you lose it? Like, what do you do?
If this is actually missing, that's a great question, April. I love you.
Steve.
You're awesome. That is a great question. I see lawnmowers all the time come in where the clip's not there. And they do get lost, they come off. Or if
Well, and people wouldn't know that it's missing if it's not there.
and especially if they replace the starter rope,
Right.
because the starter rope did break, you put a new one on, you don't put the clip back on. So if you lose that clip and you want to actually follow the guidelines from the manufacturer, tie a knot. You just simply tie a knot.
Ooh, that's difficult.
Yeah. As long as the knot is big enough where it won't go through the hole in the starter housing, then it's doing the exact same thing as the clip. I don't see a problem with tying a knot in there at all.
Yeah.
It
that
does
makes
it
sense.
does the same thing. It's not going to prematurely wear your starter rope out or anything if you tie a knot in it.
Okay, thanks, Steve. That was awesome information. Give Steve the thumbs up on that. That was awesome. And if you missed our previous questions of the week, don't forget to go back and you can go to our playlist, the Saloon Mail playlist, or just on the channel and check it out. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. And that's it. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for sticking with us for, I think, 5 weeks or so. And we've got more coming, so stay tuned.
April and Steve out.
See you next week.